partnership. Well, they've tried it for all of this. Mark Watt was put down very early. Basir Ahmed, the fielder, very annoyed with himself on his 12th man. Got some words of comfort. But George Munsey was a man in form this afternoon at the first of his sixes. And that was the first breakthrough. Mark Watt gone. Singh bowled this in well. Watt moved down the wicket to try and thump it down the leg side, but he was defeated. And then Munsey decided that it was time to strike some more runs. And boy, did he go for it. The sound of the bat, great catch coming from one of the members here, and taking the applause as well. Nicely done off the roof, who got the assist. He became hard to bowl to for a while, and he got that one away superbly. So Scotland were motoring, as I mentioned, they were looking at potentially over 200. But this was important, high in the air. Lokesh Bam just let his captain come in and take that. And Padel with a wonderful catch to dismiss George Munsey, who was back to the pavilion for 78. It was an important breakthrough, and Lamashani made things even more difficult for Scotland when he bowled Brandon McMullen, who decided to come down the ground and try and open up, and the ball just didn't come onto the bat as he expected. And Sandeep Lamashani has had a good tournament. That was put up in the air, and it was well taken. So the wicket started to fall for Scotland, and that really did affect the run chase. Finlay McCreath there, as you see, going out early just for a single. Rajbansi. Scotland did try and accelerate things, but Lokesh Bam was the man to take care of the Scottish captain. And Bertel, who came on, he was the last bowler to come on, certainly bowled very tidily and got the wickets. Scotland were left with Michael Leask and Matt Cross to try and get that tally as close to 200 as they could. And Michael Leask certainly not hanging around, thumping that six. It's been a really good series with the bat for Michael Leask. So Scotland make 193 for 5. Nepal will chase 194. Stay with us, because Nepal are always exciting. Early, and they got a wicket that they desperately wanted. Bertel out down onto the boundary, and that was a fine catch from Finlay McCreath. And the man who's been in the runs was dismissed. Sharkey played himself in nicely afterwards, but there was a couple of bad shots. You can see how far McCreath came round to take Bertel. There's one or two shots that just weren't quite what Nepal would have been hoping for. There's the one I mentioned from Liam Shakri, and that was nicely taken by Watt. Got himself underneath it and settled it well. Sharkey a very quick 12 in and out. This was a run out, direct throw to the stumps, and Chris McBride taking care of Asif Sheikh for 14, sent back by his captain. And it was a tough one. There was some really good work in the field for Scotland, and it did set the tone. Sayan Sharif came through, and Scotland's leading wicket taker across all cricket showed again the danger of just that direct ball. And sweeping across went Arif Sheikh, and he joined his brother in the pavilion. It was 40 for 4. Well, Scotland didn't always get it their own way. There was one or two that reached the boundary, but this one just falling short. And Rohit Padel caught by Graves in the deep by Watt after building 27. And you just felt it was slipping away. Lokesh Bam again tried that sweep shot, but again Scotland had a man in the deep, and Bam was caught by McCreath for just 5. The man who'd blasted 2 sixes yesterday didn't get the opportunity to do so today. Dipender Singh Ari was the next wicket to fall. Scotland putting the pressure on him and just cutting the ball onto his own stump, and you could just see the off stump getting caught by the ball. That was a good breakthrough for the Scots. Well, it's one thing to take a wicket, it's another to follow up absolutely back-to-back. Lamin Shani sent back to the pavilion, one ball faced, and the Golden Duck. By that point, it was really just a question of when. 2 wickets falling for 117. The next one fell at 144. The reverse sweep. And again, Mark Watt in the right place. And Rajan Dakel went. Good bowling. And Watt again. A reliable pair of hands. Well, Singh tried to hold out. Did the best he could. But they tried to come back for a second. And how quickly George Munsey got this one in here. And it was a clear run out, easy decision, and the stump's broken nicely by Brandon McMillan, and Scotland were victorious. Well, Scotland go to qualification now in The Hague, trying to qualify for that T20 World Cup. 6th of July, they'll face Guernsey, and then on the 8th of July, the Netherlands. The following day, they'll take on Italy, and they'll round off that tournament against Jersey. And certainly Scotland will be hoping that they will be able to find their way to the World Cup finals, and Sri Lanka and India. It would be amazing to see them there. Nepal next in terms of T20 international action are slated for a 3-match series against the West Indies starting on the 25th of September. They will be heading to Australia as well before then and get some cricket in there. Lots of pictures, nice from the Scottish boys, McMillan and co. Just have a little chat with some of the spectators. It's been a very well attended series here. Certainly the weather has helped, little doubt about that. Been absolutely glorious. Almost a perfect day for cricket. The national anthem performed by Hutchison Grammar School pipe band all the way through to the handshakes at the end. The players just stretching out on the field. Fans just heading back into the city centre, hopefully for a very enjoyable Friday evening. 6 days of cricket, and it's been great fun. Started off on Sunday, the dullest of the day. Scotland beat the Netherlands, and then what a great game we had on Monday. The Netherlands and Nepal level on 152. Not 1, not 2, but 3 super overs required to take these sides apart. It was absolutely wonderful. Following day, different game altogether. Scotland skittled for 97. Nepal, it was difficult. It was a really difficult wicket, but they made it with a ball to spare and again 98 for the loss of 8. The Netherlands then set Scotland 198 to chase. Scotland falling short. It would have been the highest ever if they'd managed to get through. Scotland scoring 181 for 9. Yesterday, the Netherlands set Nepal 175 to win. The Nepalese accepted that challenge and won by 6 wickets, getting through. Lokesh Bam battering the ball into the pavilion for the winning 6. And it was 180 for 4. And today, well, it was Scotland's turn to win. So every team won 2 fixtures out of the 4 played. And there's much for the coaching staff to take from that.